All right. Good afternoon, coaches of the Southeast region. Welcome to our Elite Contenders call. We're very excited to have you join us today and congratulate each and every one of you for kind of making the cut, being qualified to be invited to our Elite Contenders call. It's not just anyone that gets an invitation to peek into this Zoom today. This is a special group, those of you who are trending and working towards becoming an elite coach or a premier coach. And so congratulations on the awesome work that you've done so far this year. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Craig Collier. I'm the Regional Sales Director for the Southeast region. And it's a privilege for me to be here with you today. I also want to recognize Keyshawn Graves, our Regional Sales Manager for the Southeast, and Paul Jensen, our Associate Sales Manager for the Southeast region, for all the work that they've done to work with many of you in your businesses throughout this year and for helping to organize and get this call ready. We're kind of your corporate Southeast sales team, and we enjoy the opportunity to work with you guys and help you fulfill your goals. Very excited to have a special guest speaker on our call today. Hopefully you guys saw in the invitation, we've got a real rock star who will be sharing some tips and best practices with you today. Becka Robinson out of Orlando, Florida area. She's here with us and we're excited to hear from her. Before we jump into the content, I just wanted to go over a few things with you. One of the things I wanted to just put on your radar, you guys, to kind of check in with some cool stuff going on in the company is right now at our corporate headquarters in Santa Monica, California, we've got Superstar Diamond Day going on, right? The ultimate kind of achievement for every coach. And I believe we've got 9 new Superstar Diamonds that are there with Carl Deichler and the founders and Jeff Hill and Michael Neiman and the group there having just an all-star treatment there in Santa Monica. And Carl has been posting the videos. They do kind of a unique little video for each Superstar Diamond, and they're kind of fun and they're insightful and motivating. And so be sure to go to Carl's Facebook page and check out those videos. Jeff Hill's also been posting them to the wall if you have access to the wall. And then we also have been putting them on the Southeast Region Leaders page as well as the Champions page. So have some fun with those Superstar Diamond videos. Use them for motivation and check those out. We definitely want to congratulate and recognize the great achievements that have been made by our Superstar Diamonds. So check those out. Just a reminder as well, you guys, this month we have a really cool and unique kind of campaign going on, our Leading with Courage campaign. Carl Deichler has committed to donate $5 for every challenge pack sold this month. He'll make a $5 donation to the IJM Foundation, helping to support and that charity there that deals with children and those that are put through slavery and abuse and those things that do a good. So hashtag Leading with Courage. $5 for every challenge pack that's sold during the month. And if we can hit 100,000 challenge packs sold in September, he'll actually double that amount to $10 per challenge pack. So a great opportunity, you guys, to not only share health and life transformation with the great, challenge packs and programs and Shakeology, the things that we offer, but also do good for a charity this month. So be sure to lock into that. All right. Just want to share screen with you real quick. Again, we've got all of our hopefully elite and our premier contenders on this morning. And I just want to go through a few of the details of this program. Make sure that you have your numbers and your game plan kind of locked in for that. And then we'll roll right into Becca. But first, let me share screen here for a second and just, again, kind of go through some of the things that you need to be aware of and locked into as you finish the year here, okay? One of the things that, probably a lot of you are already in, but I know that you may have people on your team. If you are a diamond coach or you have coaches that are in the pre-diamond stage or shooting for diamond, let's try to push that out at the end of the year. That will help you, of course, in your shot for elite or premier. It's also something that we're working towards because we really want you this year, if you have not attended our new leader conference, that should be your number one game plan goal, shooting for the end of this year, okay, is getting to that new leader conference. And to qualify for that, you need to be 2-star diamond, okay, for the first time, all right? These are new 2-star diamond qualifications during January through December 2015. All right, that's kind of the first trigger to get you an invitation to the New Leader Conference. And then the second thing that you need to be aware of is you do need to generate 10 elite points between September and December. My guess is if you're on this call, you'll have no problem getting your 10 elite points during that time frame, September through December 31st of this year. And in fact, many of you, if not most of you, may also be able to get that 20 elite points, which actually gives you a free room at New Leadership Conference. So if you are in that boat shooting for New Leader Conference, make sure that you have those things locked in. 2-star diamond plus your 10 elite points. And actually, I want you to shoot for 20 elite points so you get that room paid for as well. If you have people in your group, coaches in your group that are maybe in striking distance of that New Leader Conference, be sure that you're right on top of them and helping them to get to that awesome event that will be in January. Okay? All right, you guys, just a couple of, again, I know you probably all know this, but I just want to review it because I find that sometimes just a quick review and going through something, people kind of go, oh, hey, I didn't realize that, or I'm glad that we clarified that. Just a review on how you earn elite points, okay? We kind of focus on 3 key metrics here that drive elite points. Number 1 is the Success Club, all right? Kind of the primary and that key driver, that key lever that we pull in our business to keep it moving forward and create stable and solid incomes is the Success Club, all right? So as a reminder, you get 1 point, all right, per month for every 2014 or 2015 personally sponsored coach that hits Success Club. All right. And then if you also hit Success Club, we double those points. All right. So if you have 2 personally sponsored coaches in the month that get Success Club, that would be 2 points. And then if you get it, we double that, giving you 4 points for the Success Club. All right. It's number 1. Next is our PSPV category, or our personally sponsored personal volume. Now, you know why we abbreviate that. That category is 1 point for every 500 PV generated by your 2015 enrolled PS coaches. Okay, that's the way we drive the PSPV. So we really encourage you to move that product. The great thing is if you're moving in Success Club, you're likely generating PSPV as well. And it really helps, with the getting those new coaches, moving product. And I also, people ask, well, how can I kind of increment this? It's good as well to kind of sometimes branch out, not just challenge packs, have them try the new performance line, do a 5-day refresh, try some of those other products and get creative, especially in the fall. It's an awesome time for maybe people to try new products that might be, more specific or kind of jumpstart them with those, 5-day refreshes or whatever it is that will help you to move in that category. Okay. Finally, the advancement team volume, or the ATV. All right. You earn 1 point for every 10,000 ATV points that you earn in excess or above and beyond what you hit in 2014. So whatever that benchmark was in ATV in 2014, every time you go 10,000 points above that in your ATV category, which is your volume through 3 levels of sponsorship, you get a point in the ATV category. Okay. Now, I know that we have many coaches on that might be in that category where this year elite, trying to get that ATV, or maybe getting to 5-star diamond, is a bit of a push this year. That's okay. That's why we have our premier program. So for all of you elite contenders, again, getting that 5-star diamond locked down, your 135 points, your 2 personally sponsored diamond coaches, that's what you need to do. For those that look and say, hey, maybe 5-star is a bit out there, and or for me to increase my ATV enough to get the minimum points required in that category just may not work for me this year. Hey, that's okay. That's why we have Premier. And Premier, you need to make sure to get the 2-star diamond, and then you can earn all 135 of your elite points through the Success Club and the PSPV categories. You don't need to derive any points at all from ATV in order to hit Premier. It's not a required category. Now, if you do, that's great. We count them. But with Premier, there's no caps and there's no minimums on any of the elite points. And so it makes it much more feasible for those that are maybe new in the business and aren't maybe at that 5-star diamond range, or may not have the capabilities of producing so much ATV, in their first year or first couple of years in the business. Premier is an awesome opportunity for you. Okay, so get those game plans going, hit that elite, get there, execute your plays, you guys. That is really what it all comes down to, especially through these months of fall where it's grind mode and we're inviting. We're doing our challenge groups. We're doing our sneak peeks. We're doing coach basics. We're doing all those fundamentals that will make your business move forward. So look forward to having you guys end the year off with just some real great momentum as we move into the holiday time and into 2016. Okay, I'm going to stop share now, and it's really an honor for me, and I'm very excited to introduce our keynote speaker today. Becka Robinson is currently a qualified 9-star diamond coach. She's been shooting through the ranks this year. In fact, I think when I first met, I've only been with the company 3 months. In fact, yesterday was my 3-month anniversary. When I met Becka, she was a 5-star. 3 months later, she's a 9-star, and she's actually qualifying for 14-star. So this girl knows how to get it done. All right, she's doing awesome things. She doesn't let anything get in her way. And you're going to see her when she talks to you. It's not like she knows any secrets or shortcuts to the business. It's all hustle, and it's being diligent and excited about what you do. And you're going to love to hear from her. She is currently ranked number 29th in the entire network. Absolutely, just doing an awesome job this year. We're really excited to have her share some of her tips and best practices with you this morning. So without further ado, Becka, if you will kindly unmute yourself there, and the time is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Craig. And hi, everybody. I'm really honored to be here. Oh, I see some faces that I actually know. That makes me feel better because speaking makes me a little nervous. Okay, so I wanted to introduce myself first for those of you guys who maybe don't know who I am. I'm Becka Robinson. Like Craig said, I live in Central Florida in a little suburb just north of Orlando. So if any of you guys have visited and gone to all the theme parks in Orlando, that's kind of where I live. I just live north of that. And I've grown up in Florida all my life. I've been here forever. I have a 3-year-old little boy, 3.5 now, who's crazy, but pretty awesome. And that's pretty much it about me. I wanted to say though, this is something I hadn't planned, but as Craig was going over the qualification stuff for Elite and Premier, I wanted to say that I'm actually a Premier coach from last year. Everybody assumes that I'm an elite coach, but I'm actually not. I'm Premier. So for all of you guys right now who are working towards Premier or Elite, and maybe, like Elite is in your sights, I was at that spot last year. I don't even think I was a qualified 1-star diamond at this time last year because I wasn't in November when I went on a diamond retreat. So I know exactly how you guys feel, and this is an exciting time and also kind of a nerve-wracking time if you're pushing for those big things, but I don't want you to get down if you're shooting for Elite and you end up with Premier, since so many things about that are outside of your control, like how many diamonds you have under you. You can do your best as a leader, but those people have to grow their own businesses. And for me, it was really hard when I was pushing for Elite and I ended up Premier, but as you can see, it doesn't have to be something that stops you in your business. You can use that as a springboard to having a really incredible next year. So whatever you're pushing for, just do your best, the absolute best you can do, and be happy with kind of where you end up, and know that even if it's not exactly what you wanted, it doesn't have to affect you at all next year. Even if you miss the qualification, you can still come out of the gate soaring in 2016. Okay, so this season, they asked me to talk about best practices, which is so broad, and I don't want to babble. So I tried to narrow it down to some stuff that I've been feeling for myself and that I've been talking to my team a lot recently. And hopefully something in here will help you or make you excited or take some weight off your shoulders for this upcoming season. So we're headed into the fall and winter season. And I know that this time of year, a lot of people get nervous because they feel like this is not the time of year when people are focused on their fitness and nutrition, which, you know, that may be true, but there's always a way that we can help people and that we can be positive influence on people. So this season can be whatever you want it to be. And I really urge you guys not to focus on thinking that this is going to be a struggle and it's going to be hard. I want you guys to focus in your head on this is going to be an amazing fall and winter, and I'm going to move my business forward, because whatever you believe is what's going to be true. Whatever you believe about the situation is what's going to happen. That's just the way it works in our lives. And I signed up as a coach in mid-August of 2013. So I started my business like at exactly this time of year. And I started strong and I built my business and I hit Success Club every month. So there's absolutely no reason why this can't be an incredible time of year. And in fact, I kind of think of this time of year with fondness because this was my first season as a coach. And I think this is actually a really fun season because you really get to be a little more creative with the stuff you do and how you help people. And you can really have a positive impact at this time. Whereas, you know, spring, when everybody's trying to lose weight, it's easier and maybe your impact isn't felt as much because everybody's trying to do it, but you can really help people right now who are struggling through the holiday season or who normally gain weight or who normally kind of fall off the wagon. This is a great opportunity for us. Okay, so this time of year is kind of a balance between planting seeds and pushing for goals, right? Like you probably fall into one of those two categories, or maybe you're trying to balance both, which is a little bit tricky because they seem so contradictory to each other. You hear everybody say the fall is for planting these seeds that you're going to harvest in the spring. If you've been a coach for a little while, you may have heard leaders talking about the resolution effect, which happens in New Year's and rolls through the spring as everybody is focused more on their New Year's resolutions and their goals of getting healthy. So the idea is that if you work really hard on your business now and you're very consistent and you plant lots of seeds, that when that time rolls around, you're going to reap the benefits of it. And that's absolutely true. I've seen it to be true in my own business and in the businesses of my coaches. But I know that for a lot of you, this is also a big push time too. If you're here, it's because you're an elite contender, which means that you have goals that you want to lock in by New Year's Eve. So this is kind of a dual situation for you. So what I wanted to talk about is how to go through the fall season building and planting seeds without burnout. Because I think that is one of the biggest pitfalls for coaches who are pushing really hard for big things, especially during very busy times of year, which this is going to be a very busy time of year. I don't know how many of you guys feel like the fall is flying by. I feel like August just started and we're already like midway through September. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to be like trying to find a T-Rex Halloween costume for my kid and they're going to be sold out everywhere and then it's going to be Christmas. Like that's pretty much how I feel right now about this time of year. So this is a busy time of year, right? And this can be a time of year that can be so fun and such an exciting time in our business, or it could be a time of year that is really stressful and that burns you out right before the easiest and best season of coaching, which is New Year's. So how do we plant seeds and how do we build without burnout? Well, the number one thing that I have found for doing this, and I hope that you guys all know your why or you've heard this idea, this concept of defining your why. If you're here, you're an elite contender, I'm sure you know this and you probably teach it to your team, but you have to have this really strong why in coaching, right? You've heard this before, this like core motivating force, this fire that gets you through the days that are maybe a little harder, or that gets you up to do your workout, or that makes you stay up, 20 minutes longer to send those last invites. It's that driving force that you have, that you hold really dear. It could be, your goals or your ambitions for your life, what you want this business to create for you and your family. But it's a big deal to know it and to hold it really dear. But here's the thing. A lot of us in coaching, like, we know our why and we have it like on our vision board or like on our Pinterest boards and we share it in our team trainings. But in the day to day, it's like we forget about it because we're so targeted in on our goals. And I'm a Ruby personality. So if anybody gets hyper-focused on their goals, it's me. And if you're a Ruby personality, you probably know how I feel, where like your house is in disarray, but you've got Success Club locked in, right? So we get this hyper-focus, and we will be working, and we're working for our why, and we're telling our family and our friends, like, I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this for this, and like our relationships are starting to suffer, our house is starting to suffer, all this other stuff, and then we get burned out, right? We hit this breaking point where we're like, I cannot keep up this pace, I can't do this, or we have a hard day, or something goes wrong in the Coach Online office, and we like throw up our hands and we flame out. Well, that's exactly what we want to avoid. So how do we do this without that burnout? You have to figure out a way to honor your why, especially during this season of the year. And I think that this is even an easier time of year than others to do it. But just like everything, it's easy to do and easy not to do. And you have to choose to do it every day. So whatever your why is, I want to encourage you guys to carve out just a little bit of time every week to honor it. So what do I mean by honor your why? That sounds so like, I don't know, like new age woo-woo or whatever. But honoring your why just means that you need to put yourself, like your physical body, into your why, right? So it's not this abstract idea anymore. It's something that you're actually experiencing. And when you do that, you're going to connect with all of the joy and all of the emotions and all of the big vision you have for your why. So a lot of us say, for example, like, oh, my why is to be able to have my husband home and spend time with my family and do all these things that we can't do now, right? So let's say that's your why, because that's an easy example that a lot of us relate to. Well, if you're spending all of your time on your business and all of your free time on your business, and you're not carving out any time to be completely detached from your business and completely immersed in your why, then you're going to lose sight of that why, and you're going to burn out because you're not connected to that thing, that motivating force that drives your business. So for me, I told everybody for the longest time, my why is my family, my why is my family, but I realized I'm not spending any time with my family. So is that my why, or am I just not being a good steward of that why? Like, what is happening here? And I decided to make it a priority to get plugged in. And I realized that my why is not just my family, but to be able to have these experiences with my family that are stress-free, that are fun, that are building memories for our son, basically, like having these happy experiences. And so I made it a priority that at least once a week we were going to do something together as a family that was fun, and I was going to be detached from coaching. And this is not like something crazy. I'm just talking about like an hour or two in the afternoon, like once a week, we'd do something fun together. But being able to do that was so rejuvenating because you come back from it and you feel all of those incredible feelings because you got a little taste of your why, right? And even if you can't do your why 100% yet, which most of us can't, we're mostly working towards accomplishing these goals, getting plugged into little bits of it. If your why is to have the freedom to be able to pursue your passions, find a way to plug into that. Like go to a yoga class, buy one of those adult coloring books off Amazon and spend some time at night coloring. Like whatever your passion is, whatever you want to be doing when you get there as a coach, find a way to do little bits of it now. There's a quote from an author and a motivational speaker that I love named Danielle Laporte. I don't know if you guys follow her, but she's incredible. And she has a book called The Desire Map. And the whole premise of the book is that your journey needs to feel the way you want the destination to feel. Let me say it again. Your journey needs to feel the way you want the destination to feel. So it means you have to that means you have to figure out a way to get plugged into your why in your journey, not just putting it off and saying, well, once I accomplish all these things, I can do that. Because that's a recipe for flame out. And I want to be a slow burner. I want to burn. I don't want to soar and then flame out, and then soar and then flame out, because that ruins all of your momentum when we do that, right? Okay, so let's talk about some practical ways to do this outside of just carving out some time for your why. A really great thing to do as we go into this fall season is to set your fall and winter goals now. So know exactly what you want to accomplish. Don't just go in willy-nilly and be like, I'll just do my best and see what happens. Like have a clear idea of what you want to accomplish. If that's pushing for elite, if that's pushing for premier, if it's a certain rank goal, an income goal, a team goal, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever your goal is. And then make sure that you set really clear boundaries around everything else. So if your goal is elite, then you don't need to be taking on a lot of projects that are outside of that, because this time of year is already busy. So we need to be focused on exactly what we want to accomplish. There's a quote in a book that I have read. It's called The Fringe Hours, and it's all about time management. And she says, if it's not a hell yes, then it needs to be a no thank you. And I love that, because I think as women, especially, I see a lot of female faces on this call, we deal with wanting to be the nurturers and the people pleasers. And I know guys can feel this way too. And especially in coaching, if you're in coaching, it's because you want to help people. And so a lot of the time we say yes to all these things, and then we get overcommitted, overexerted. We have no time for our own why. We have no time to plug into what we need, and we get burned out. It's what we want to avoid all fall and winter long. So set those boundaries around what you want to do and around your goals, and be focused on it. It may be a time when you have to reprioritize some of the stuff that you have in your life. Maybe what worked in the spring and summer, that balance, maybe it's not really going to work as much in the fall and winter because there's too many other things going on. Make sure that your goals are clear and you know exactly the steps you need to take. Craig showed that graphic with the point breakdown. You can literally reverse engineer Premier and Elite and figure out exactly what you need to be doing every month from now through the end of the year, and set those clear goals. You know exactly what to be working on. You're not spinning your tires, working, and not seeing the results you want. Be smart with your time through the fall and the winter. If there is one thing I can say, it's that consistency during this time of year is clutch. This is like the biggest thing you can do for your business. It's not some huge, crazy thing like coming up with some brilliant new idea for challenge groups or recruiting 100 people. I mean, like, yeah, those things are great, but consistency is what's really going to separate people in the spring that experience the resolution effect from those that don't. You have to be consistent now. So your 3 vital behaviors have to be like top priority of your list, especially during this season. If you can be a living, breathing example of how to keep your health in the forefront during this time of year, people are going to realize that. They're going to notice that. And if they don't jump in now, they're absolutely going to jump in January after they packed on the holiday pounds and they watched you not do that, right? So this is the time to stay really consistent with your vital behaviors. And then be smart about your time. So I wanted to share one little thing that I started doing that has been really great for me, and hopefully, you know, maybe for some of you this will be a good fit, for some maybe not, but maybe it'll spur a new idea for you. So we're all familiar with the idea of the coach sneak peek groups, right? On Facebook, like doing a little 5-day sneak peek group. Everybody, yeah. If not, it's like a coach opportunity webinar, but put onto Facebook and spread over a short amount of time. It's basically like a sneak peek into coaching. So I was doing those, and I have really good success with those. I have better success with those than doing live webinars for coaching. So I love them, but they take up a lot of time to go in every day for 5 days and answer a lot of questions and try and keep everybody engaged, right? So what I decided to do was try a shrunk down version and kind of combining it with a webinar feel, but still being on Facebook. So something that I've been doing that works really well, and maybe it'll help you guys, is a 1-day sneak peek into coaching. And I do it on Facebook, and I do it as an event instead of a group, just because we all know that the less groups we're all a part of, the better when it comes to Facebook. So I do it as an event. And then it's easy to invite people. It's easy for people to invite people in. And what I do is I set a day. I set like a section of a day. So usually I do a Sunday afternoon because that works for my schedule, but you could do whatever works for your schedule and priorities. And I basically say this is going to be a live Q&A session with me, with whatever coaches are running it. You could partner up. And I hype it up and I say, like, I'm going to literally be at my computer to answer your questions live. And the idea actually came from my husband, who, I don't know if any of you guys read Reddit or have husbands that read Reddit or have heard of Ask Me Anythings on Reddit. Like, celebrities will go, it's this message board website basically. And celebrities will go and they'll do Ask Me Anythings, where they just sit at the computer and people ask them questions and they answer them live. So that was where the idea came from. And so I've been trying it, and it works really, really well because it doesn't take up a lot of my time. It's only one afternoon, and I can check in on it. I don't actually have to be at my computer the whole time. I just check in every hour or so. And I can get the entire sneak peek done in just one afternoon instead of having to spread it out over 5 days. It also keeps the excitement up. Like, people are in there doing stuff. They're asking questions. They're seeing other questions being asked. It's not something that they get through 2 days and then they kind of forget about and you kind of lose them. So for me, that was a great little way for me to be more efficient with my time and still doing the things I need to do as a coach, but finding a way to make it work a little bit better with my schedule. And I do the exact same thing as I would do in a 5-day. The way that I broke it down, just to give you guys like some real practical steps, was I took my sneak peek into coaching document, right, that has like every single prompt for every day. And I basically posted a new one every hour instead of every day. So every hour I would go in and post what the next post would be. And normally, you guys know what sneak peeks are like. It's like a video about what coaching is, and then something about what does it take to be a good coach, and then something explaining how you make money as a coach, all of the things. And I did it every hour. And so people knew to expect that every hour there was going to be a new topic that we talked about. And it was open house style. I invited everybody to come and go all afternoon as long as they wanted. And then I told them at a certain time, that was the cutoff, that I wasn't going to be answering questions anymore at that time. So that honors my time as a coach. It also creates a little bit of urgency with all of the people in there. They know if they want to have their question answered, they need to have it in the group in that window of time. And it was cool because people felt like they had direct access to me. Like, they could ask a question and it would be answered right away. And we could kind of have conversations in the comment threads. So that was a really cool thing that I did that I wanted to share with you guys, just in case maybe it helps you guys. And to kind of wrap up, the last thing I wanted to say, and I know that this is a cliche in coaching, but it's so true in the fall, is control the controllable things in your business. You can get so stressed out when you're pushing for things like Premier and Elite by all the aspects you can't control. Like, you can't control your diamonds, right? And they're a huge part of pushing for Premier and Elite. You can do your best as a leader. You can give them all the tools. I make my event open so that people can add their friends, and I invite them to add their friends. Like, I tell everybody, like, bring a friend that you think this could be a cool thing for. I blow it out. I want as many people in there as possible. I don't say anything in there that would embarrass me publicly, so it's fine for me to have it public. Okay, so controlling the controllable at this time of year. So you can't control your diamonds, and that is one of the biggest frustrations and stresses during this time, right? Because we're pushing for these things and we're like, I just need one more diamond to pop. And you get so frustrated because you can't run their businesses for them. But what you can do is you can control the controllable. And I know that that seems like, yeah, that doesn't help me get to my goals. And, sometimes maybe it doesn't. I really wanted to get to Elite last year and I ended at Premier. But when you do focus on controlling the controllable, not only do you help move your business forward because you're not spinning your wheels, wasting time on stuff you can't really control. Like, you can sit and freak out about your diamonds for a whole afternoon trying to come up with ways to help them, and it's not actually moving your business forward, and you're just worrying for no reason. But you could spend that time working with other coaches, trying to find new people, developing the coaches that maybe you didn't look at them as a leader before, but maybe they actually could be, and spending that time in other ways that you can control. So you can control your vital behaviors. You can control what you post on social media. You can control how much you are active and leading from the front with your team. And that's really the best things to do as we go into this fall season, because everything that you do now, the pushing and the planting, they both are setting you up for January 1st, 2016. You've got to have that long-term vision as a business owner during this time of year. You can't just look at, I know in coaching, it's so easy to go month by month and say, well, I need to hit Success Club this month. I need to have this many rank advances. I need to recruit this many coaches. But we have to remember that we're business owners, and business owners have bigger vision than that. They look out to the next year, to the next 5 years, to the next 10 years. And we need to have that kind of idea. So this is an investment time in what's going to happen in your business in spring. So no matter what you're pushing for, no matter what goals you have, I just want to encourage you guys to enjoy this season as you work and do those things that you know will move your business forward. The consistency in it, the things you can control, and then really trying to find a way to honor your why during this season, because the last thing you want is to get to January 1st and regret the way that you lived your life through this holiday season with your family or your kids or your friends. You don't want to do that. Don't do that to yourself or your family. And sorry, I got distracted by the questions in the chat. And just try and find a way to do it in little ways. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be a huge financial stress. Just find little ways to plug into your why throughout the next couple months. And I promise you, it's going to help you be so much more excited about coaching and more excited about your business. You're going to come back refreshed. You're going to want to do more. You're going to want to work harder. You're going to want to push through, and you're going to have more to give to your team, which if you're pushing for Elite and Premier is a really big thing right now. You know, empty vessels can't pour into anybody else. So you have to make sure that you're taking care of your vessel first as a leader. Thank you guys so much for having me. I hope something gave you guys some inspiration or some ideas for the fall. Yeah, I post videos. Sorry for that last question. I do post videos in my sneak peek, and I don't have a live call at the end. I just post the same videos I would post in my normal sneak peek all through a couple days. I just do them all in one day. So every hour the new post goes up, and some posts have videos and some don't. But no, I don't do a webinar at the end. That's a great idea though. That would be fun for whoever wants to do it. I just don't.
All right, Becca. Well, thank you so very much for preparing that message for us today. It was awesome. It was right on point. I know that everyone was very excited. I could see everyone taking notes, and we've got some great comments in here. Thank you so very much for your preparation in that and sharing those things with us on this Elite Contenders call today. You guys, it's go time. It's hustle time. No excuses. Let's get it done. There's no reason why you cannot be elite, why you cannot be premier. It is get it done time. We're excited for you. If there's anything me or Keyshawn or Paul can do for you guys, please let us know. We're here for you. We're cheering you on. We're here to help you fulfill your goals. So guys, thank you so much. Thanks again to Becka Robinson. Thank you so much. Have a great day, you guys. Take care.